Assalamu alaikum and Dzień dobry, everyone, or dobry wieczór, depending on what time of the day you're watching this. But I went to Jumah again this week, and after I heard the Imam's khutbah, I decided, well, I'll make a video about it because, after all, it is very important. And today's topic was salat and how important it is, and what happens to those who do not keep it up. And I'll say what he said. You know, he said at the beginning, "I remind myself and you." So, that's a good thing to do when you give advice. Remind yourself because you got to practice what you preach, so to speak. So, but he said that, well, summarize basically, since the salat is the first thing that has to be started once you become Muslim or once you decide to get active in the religion that you were born into. That's the first thing that you gotta start doing is learn how to do the 5 daily fard or required prayers, and then you can add the other ones. They're different optional prayers that you can do for various reasons, or just to gain an extra reward in Jannah for doing an extra salat. But he said that if one abandons the prayer, doesn't even do it, they're not Muslim, because Allah tells you to pray, and if you don't, you are disobedient. And to be a Muslim means to submit in obedience to your Lord. And so if you do not pray at all, then you're basically not a Muslim, and all the rest is worthless crap when it comes to the Day of Judgment. So then he got into about how if one intentionally delays the salat so much that you're running it into the next prayer time period. For instance, if you get up too late to pray the Fajr, which is the morning prayer, and you do that intentionally, not just oversleep or your alarm doesn't go off for whatever reason, then if you do it after the sunrise, then it's not Fajr. And Allah will most likely not accept it as that. Or if you intentionally skip the duha, which is the midday prayer, then, or you wait till it's almost time for Asr, then you're basically screwing yourself over that way. And he says, the Imam said, and I've heard this elsewhere too, that if you intentionally keep delaying your prayer, you're just going to eventually not even bother with it at all, and goodbye Jannah, hello hellfire. So that's what happens to those who don't do the most important part of being a Muslim. And if you can delay for certain reasons. For instance, say you have a medical procedure that would require sedation during the time of the duha prayer. You obviously can't say the prayer when you're knocked out. So you delay it until you are able to do it, until you recover from the sedation, and then you do it when you are back home, or if you can do it in a room in the hospital or clinic or wherever it happens to be. Oh, ignore that little flash of vertical black. That was Mila going by. She got her tail in the view. So, but anyway, so you can delay for an excusable reason, and you will not be held accountable for that. You can shorten or combine certain prayers if you are traveling or while you're traveling and you are either unable to stop and get out somewhere to do it, or you are able to, but you're not going to stay in a place very long. Maybe take a pit stop somewhere, and depending on the time of day, you can shorten and combine, for instance, the duhur and asr being the mid-afternoon prayer. You cut each of those to 2 rakat or units, and the same thing with the maghrib, which is this evening prayer or just after sunset. You can combine that with the isha under certain circumstances, and you cut the isha to 2 rakat instead of 4 when you do that. But those are the excusable exceptions. But to completely blow it off, well, let's just say it's not going to be good for you in the end. And he says, like I'm sure he does in all of his khutbahs, but he likes to start every one with having taqwa of Allah, or taqwa for Allah, depending on how you like to think about it. And you do that by doing what you have been commanded by your Lord to do, and following the example of Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. And you have taqwa of Allah by wanting to obey him so you gain the reward, instead of taking a one-way ride to eternal burn. And nobody wants that, at least nobody in their right mind, at least that I know of. I don't want to go down there. I'll go to Hell, Michigan before I go to Hellfire. But anyway, so part of taqwa is obeying and fearing your Lord in the proper way. So that's what doing your salat every day, so you can gain the reward for it. But the thing is, if you do it but you are not doing it with the right intention, it's basically as if you're not doing it at all, or you're doing it to show off, or anything like that. And who wants to be doing that? You don't get reward for showing off unless you're only showing off to your Lord. But that's just what I wanted to summarize. I don't know if I'll do this every Friday I go to Jumah or what, but I just felt like doing it. And then also, it's probably too late depending on when you're watching this, but tonight, Sheikh Yusha Evans, who is a former Christian Bible college student, he was going to be a priest or minister, but he decided to get off that kick and get into the religion that made sense to him, which is Islam. But he is in Ames, Iowa this weekend. So this afternoon he gave the khutbah at a masjid in Ames. I don't know which one. I didn't check his website, but he's going to speak tomorrow on the Iowa State University campus. I don't know which building or what time, but if you go to http